Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rocketman Reviews. My name is John. I have another Christmas album for you today, so let's go into it. Twisted Christmas was released on October 17th, 2006. The album is a collection of Christmas classics done in a heavy metal style. As I said in my other Christmas video, this was always my go-to album when I wanted to hear something heavier, some heavier Christmas music. Many of these songs reference other songs by Twisted Sister or even use riffs that are derivative of other rock and metal songs. I'll talk about that more in detail later, but let me go through the track list. Track number 1 is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. When this album starts out, you hear Dee Snider singing a traditional arrangement of the song. You don't hear any guitars or drums, but after a minute or so, the band kicks in with the heavy guitars. I think they did this to set the tone for the album because they wanted to make a straightforward metal album. Track number 2 is O Come, O Ye Faithful. So on this song, it starts out with the drum intro from We're Not Gonna Take It. The song is almost like a mashup of the aforementioned song with a traditional Christmas carol. It's heavy. The riff is reminiscent of that same song I just mentioned, and it sets the tone for how most of the other songs were written. It ends with like this Hava Nagala riff. I thought it was kind of strange for a Christmas album, but let me move on. Track number 3 is White Christmas. So this song starts out with like a galloping riff, almost reminiscent of like Iron Maiden. Dee Snider sounds really good on the vocals as always. On this album, Dee sings his songs in like a clean style. He doesn't use a lot of metal vocal styles. I like this song, one of the better songs on the album, but let me move on. I'll talk about the others now. Track number 4, I'll Be Home for Christmas. I like this song a lot. It has a male-female duet between Dee Snider and Lita Ford. Now, I haven't heard a duet with her since Close My Eyes Forever with Ozzy. That was many years ago. I think it really works well here. You can hear the heavy guitars. The song is a nice mix, nice sound quality. So I will say that this is one of the better songs. Track number 5 is Silver Bells. So in my opinion, I think at this point the album starts to go a little downhill because the songs begin to like recycle old metal riffs from popular bands. So I'll mention that as I go along. Silver Bells starts off with a riff, sounds just like Problem Child by AC/DC. The song is heavy and the other members of the band provide backing vocals. I'll speak more about that later. Track 6, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. So this song recycles the riff from You've Got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest. As with the other songs, Dee Snider gives a really good vocal performance. But the band is kind of like just turning up the distortion on the guitars and playing power chords at this point. Track number 7, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. So this song recycles the riff from Black Sabbath, Children of the Grave. My comments on the previous song apply here also. Let me move on. Track 8, Deck the Halls. This song recycles the riff from Thin Lizzy, The Boys Are Back in Town, includes backing vocals from the band. The song has more of a punk rock feel. The backing vocals seem out of place, and let me move on. Track number 9, The Christmas Song, or Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. So Dee Snider gives a really good vocal performance on this song. Other than that, like I mentioned before, the band is kind of just playing like power chords behind the vocals. And number 10, Heavy Metal Christmas, or The 12 Days of Christmas. I don't like this. It's cheesy. You hear other members singing, and they have like these like thick Long Island accents, and it like sounds like they're ordering breakfast at a deli. I'll have a ham, egg, and cheese on a roll, salt, pepper, ketchup, and a regular coffee. I usually skip this, or I just stop listening to the entire album here. Because that's about it. There's one more track, track 11. We Wish You a Twisted Christmas. It's called a hidden track. It's just a short track, not much to mention. So what do I think of the album? So when it comes to metal Christmas albums, it's really hard to give them a proper assessment. First of all, they are few and far between, so there's really not much to compare them to. Secondly, there are only a limited number of traditional Christmas songs out there, so the band really has to decide how they're going to arrange them. I've said in my past videos that this has always been my go-to album when I needed something heavy during Christmas. But after thoroughly researching the album and giving it a few proper deep listens, I really discovered how this album seemed to be kind of rushed, derivative, and unoriginal in general. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a fun listen. There are a few good tracks, and there's some good stuff on the album. But if you compare it to the other Christmas album I reviewed, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, the latter album really blows this album out of the water. Now, I know there are more heavy metal Christmas songs out there. A lot of my subscribers have been recommending them to me these days. I know August Burns Red has one out. I haven't heard it. The band Theocracy has a few Christmas singles. I've heard a few of those. Those are really good. In conclusion, the album is fun, but there's a lot of better Christmas music out there. So this will be my last Christmas album review of 2020. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll have some more videos out this week. I'm a new channel still. I'm barely like 3 months old. So I'm going to be uploading probably every day just until the new year. You can find me on Facebook at GC Rock and Metal Reviews. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Merry Christmas, and keep on rocking.